Track Reviews.
Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Let's not beat around the bush. One of the biggest figures in trap music today, one of the most influential, especially on the psychedelic side of the genre, is undergoing a new album cycle. That is Travis Scott, Utopia album on the way at the end of the month. And we have what is our first taste, our first big single from the record, K-Pop, featuring Bad Bunny and The Weeknd. Crossovers that are not too surprising in concept. One, because Travis has worked with Abel before on previous cuts, and two, Travis tends to work with some of the biggest names in the industry. Bad Bunny is certainly having a very big couple of years on top of that with working with artists such as Rosalia, for example. Travis has been sort of expressing obvious interest in, kind of putting out more Latin crossovers, putting out more music that is sure to appeal in that field. But outside of that, I don't really have any huge, guesses that I would put money on in terms of like what direction Travis is going to go in with this record. I don't know. I stayed up till midnight to listen to this track. I'm just going to put it on, see what it's got to offer. Let's do it. Travis Scott, Bad Bunny, Weeknd, K-Pop, boom. Man, that's it. That's literally it. And the whole title is based off a single lyric from Abel, like on the back end of the song. Oh man, this is boring. This is boring. I'm sorry. This is boring. This is just like not necessary. This is like not on the level of cultural splash that you typically expect Travis Scott's music to be. That's not to say it's like inherently bad or anything like that. To be honest, I feel like this track would be fine if it were just some interlude or, mid-range song sitting on the back end of a Bad Bunny record, because that's pretty much what it feels like. Like, given the super spacey atmosphere and the vaguely tropical but, very washed out and cleaned up grooves throughout the production, this feels like a Yo Ago leftover B-side. And there's just a little bit of Travis Scott in the first half, a little bit of Weeknd in the back half. And as we move from section to section in the track, it's pretty unceremonious. There's not really a whole lot of interesting change-ups, instrumental breaks, no cool beat switches or builds. I suppose there are a few kind of layered up auto-tune vocal harmony sections that feel like something lifted out of a Kanye record. But outside of that, no real big production splashes on the song. And Travis is someone who's typically known for riding on and grabbing hold of really creative, forward-thinking, groundbreaking, exciting, thrilling, larger-than-life production, and I just feel like this track didn't really have that. It had a bit of a relaxed groove. It was kind of carefree and blissful, though I feel like the very oppressive and very deep and gargantuan atmosphere that he soaks a lot of his instrumentals in didn't necessarily convey that, because, the reverbs in this mix felt really cold, not exactly warm or spicy sounding like you typically expect music with this kind of groove set to be. And not to say that you can't experiment outside of that, certainly you can, but this is not an Arca record. Maybe it could be on the best of days, but this is not the best day. It's not the best day. All right, so let's give a little bit of a rundown here. The tune, the melodies, whatever you could conceive of here as the song, was mid, not really that stand out. There was no huge, big, snapping, just like, earworm type of chorus on the song at all. Synths and vocals sounded really artificial and really washed out. There weren't any interesting transition points throughout the entire track. Whole thing felt very one-dimensional, felt very one note. Bad Bunny handily had the best performance and appearance on the entire track. Abel was pretty standard. Meanwhile, Travis trying to perform clearly for a more Latin audience left him feeling like just kind of a square peg being shoved into a round hole. And there wasn't really much chemistry to speak of between these guys either. Everybody just kind of felt sectioned off and partitioned into their own little area, which again, we moved through each of these parts pretty unceremoniously. I don't know, is this genre fusion direction the way for Travis Scott currently? Is this what's going to really make his next album cycle pop? Possibly, but I can say personally it's not necessarily working for me, but that may not entirely come down to the genres that he's working with here. Honestly, if anything is kind of a glaring issue on this track, it's that the songwriting just feels really forgettable and unambitious, much in the way it was on Birds in the Trap Sing McKnight. In that respect, it kind of seems like Travis is regressing a little bit, honestly. But yeah, in a nutshell, I suppose that is this very so-so track, which again mostly feels like a Bad Bunny leftover where he has the most impressive performance. Let me know what you thought of this track. If you gave it a listen, did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like, please subscribe, and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. Over here next to my head is another video you guys can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Travis Scott, Bad Bunny, forever.